is modals. Okay, modal verbs. So the first activity is the following. Can you pronounce these words correctly? So Alexa, please open your mic and you're going to start pronouncing it. Okay?
Okay. Ruta, Squirrel Island. I don't know what is how to pronounce that. And
Okay.
huge. Gosh, I don't know.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Alexa. Guys, from a scale from 1 to 10, how was her pronunciation? What do you think? In a scale from 1
9.
to 10. 9, okay. It was fine. 7, okay. Let's go with David. Needs work. Okay, let's see
Okay.
how Gustavo does it. David, go ahead.
Rural, squirrel, island, plier, gauge.
Awesome, awesome. That was pretty nice. I would say that maybe in the second one, it could have been a little bit more precise. But how do you guys think? What do you guys think? How was it? From a scale from 1 to 10, how was David's pronunciation? 9 from, okay. Anybody else? I'd also give a 9. 9.5 just because of the second one. But I think you can do the second one just fine. Let's go with Juanjo. Juanjo,
Rural,
you're gonna have,
squirrel, island.
wait,
Oh, okay.
you,
Sorry.
you're gonna go with this one.
Uh, anemone, colonel, jewelry, brewery, otorhinolaryngological.
Okay, thank you so much, my friend. It was tough.
Okay.
It was tough. It was tough.
Okay.
Um, what do you think, guys? From a scale from 9 to 10, how much would you give him? 99 or 9? 8, okay. Somebody else? Melanie, 8 from 10, okay. Anybody else? Thank you, mi niño. Okay, I would give you 7. 7 because, yeah, there were some words that need to be pronounced a little bit precise, but it doesn't mean that your pronunciation is bad. It's just that these words are some kind of difficulty. So let's go with the Gustavo. Gustavo, let's go ahead.
The same ones.
Yeah.
Anemone, colonel, jewelry, brewery, otorhinolaryngological.
Okay, thank you so much. Guys, from a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think is his pronunciation? 6. Okay. 7, 7, 7. Okay, I need somebody that knows the exact pronunciation to open your mic and start pronouncing it. If somebody dares to pronounce it. Maybe Kate. Kate, are you there? Or Juan Calderon. Nelson, maybe Nelson. You guys are the native here. Okay, nobody. Let's try pronouncing it. Okay, let's go. The first one is anemone. Anemone. Teacher, it sounds so different. Yeah, English is like that. Anemone. How do you think is this one?
Connell.
Okay, that's one. though sometimes, well, not sometimes, most of the time is pronounced kernel. And the reason is because throughout the time, this has been changed in written form, but not in the pronunciation, because the original spelling was kernel. So it stayed the same pronunciation, but the spelling changed. So kernel is also a possibility. How about this one?
Yearly.
Very good. Awesome. Jewelry. Thank you so much. And this one, what is brewery? What is this one? It is a place. It is a place where beer is made. And the last one is just that you need practice. Maybe, yeah, it also was difficult for me. Auto, rhino, laryngological. Otorhinolaryngological. It's also difficult for me. So what is the idea with this? What is this all about? It's about talking of the modal can. So the question was, can you pronounce these words correctly? What am I referring to this? I'm referring to ability. So whenever you have an ability, you use the modal can. So the question here is, can you use it for permission? Yes, you can also use it for permission. Can I go outside? Mom? Yes, you can. Can I take your pencil? Yes, you can. Or no, you cannot. Can I go to the bathroom? Yes, you can, man. Go ahead. You're in your house. Okay, so far so easy. It's easy, right? So we use can for ability, permission. So you can use it in positive statements. You can go to the bath. Negative, you cannot and you can't. Jump high. This is an ability or an inability. And questions such as the ones that we saw at the beginning. Can I go outside? So far so easy, right? Can you make some examples, guys? Please give me some examples in the comment section, or you can also open your mic and we'll write it here. Using can. Okay, I'm waiting. In the box, in the chat box, put your example. Okay, seems like you're busy or something. What are you guys doing? May. Now, let's go with could. Could is for expressing like ability in the past, such as when I was a kid, I could play for hours. Can you lend me your girlfriend? What the heck? What is your GF, first of all? What do you mean by GF? So take a look at this image. It says, when a kid calls me señora. Has it happened to you? Has that ever happened to you? That you go along the street and somebody, hey, señora, or señor, then you realize you've grown up. Yeah, it happens. So the question here is, what things could you do when you were a kid? Tell me an ability that you could do when you were a kid. When I was a kid, I could handstand. I could run very fast. Okay, in those situations, we're talking in past. So we can say that can and could are the same, just that one is in present and the other one is in past. I could hide in the closet. Okay. Thanks, Gustavo, for that contribution. Now, how do you express inability? If you're going to say inability, you use couldn't. I couldn't go to parties. What couldn't you do? What other thing? More than 13 hours. You don't do it anymore? I still do it. 13 hours, easy cake. So what things couldn't you do? I couldn't be outside after 8 p.m. What else? Couldn't go to parties. I couldn't go out alone. Very nice. So far, so good. So we know that this is for ability in the past, and permission. Can we use could for permission? Yes, but this is going to be formal request. Try to put this in blue. Formal request. Let's make a formal request here. Could you open the window? Yeah, that would be a pretty formal request, though we usually use can, as this is more informal, but yes, you can use could, it's fine. Any other example, something more formal, more polite? Could you pass me the salt? Okay, that's it. So you use it for requests. Formal requests. Now, guys, have a look at this story. Read it for 2 minutes, and we'll talk about it. Are you able to read it from there, or do I bring it up? Let me see. How about this one? Better? Okay, so I think you already read it. Let's go with the vocabulary. Let's see. Right here, it says struggle. It might not be an unknown word to you, but maybe for some others, it is a known word. So what is struggling? Can you give me a synonym? Struggle, to have difficulty with something. That is a struggle. Whatever. What else is a midget? A midget. Mm, a midget. Something hard. Yeah, that's right. So a midget is a person with dwarfism. Though this is kind of a word to express, it's like a negative connotation to them. They don't like to be called midgets. Let me show you dwarfism right here. You maybe don't know this term. You'll find it here. Yeah, that is dwarfism. And sometimes people refer to them as midgets. But that is not like kind of an appropriate word. It's just like some of them don't really like it. Okay? So what is it that I wanted to do with this? By reading the story, you realize that he could have done something differently. So I want you to give me some things that he should have done differently. So let me go with an example here. He should have drunk less. What do I mean by should have? Debió haber bebido menos. What else should I have done differently? Give me some other examples. Should. It would be rather a recommendation. Come on, somebody open your mic and start contributing. We need participation. He should have asked the woman. Should have asked the woman. So what is that should for? Where do we use it? We're going to be using should for recommendations. Yeah, advice. Very much debería, debería, tal cosa. ¿Sí? What should I do for a first date? Here I have the image. What should I do for a first date? Have you ever gone to a first date? Never, ever. maybe a lot of times some of you have it. Some people at 18 years old, they already have like many women and many men. So we never know. Okay, so Juan, tell me what is the key element that I should do for a first date. Okay, to be romantic, but how do you express that? I want you to use the modal verb. Complete it. Go ahead. You should be romantic. You should be romantic. What else? Come on, give me more ideas. David, you're quiet. What happened? Give me ideas. You're sad? David, come on. Give me an idea. You shouldn't be sad. You shouldn't be sad. If you're going on a first date, you must never be sad. So now here comes the important part. This is the most confusing for most of the English learners, and is how to use may, might, and must. Well, no, not must. May, might, and could. Sorry for that. So you can use the three to express possibility in a future and possibility in a future. See right here, both are for possibilities in the future, but there is a variation. There is something differently. There is something different. So we'll get into that in a moment. But first of all, let's explore the other possibilities, which is for request and likelihood. And might is more for uncertainty. Uncertainty. Teacher, ¿cómo así? I don't understand. Don't worry. I'm going to explain it right here. So we're talking about first date tips. So let's bring into the conversation. Let's use for a request. May we go to a cafe? May we go to a cafe? ¿Podemos ir a un café? Now you may think that I may not be ready. Puede que no esté listo. Y acá les coloco entonces el otro ejemplo. I might not be ready. What? Teacher, why? What is the difference? Can you guys point out to the difference? You may buy better not to use that example. I'll let you know why. So may and might, what is the difference? Somebody has an explanation for this? Does anybody have an explanation? Nelson, come on, my friend, it's your time. It is the same thing. Okay, okay, kind of. So, guys, it is important that you know that these two are to express future possibilities. Okay, both. Now, some people say that there is uncertainty in here, and here is for something certain. But it sounds like less possibility. Exactly. So might is like maybe yes, maybe not. And may is more like being certain about it. So you can say it may rain. Why? Because the sky is dark. But you can say it might rain because we don't know the weather. So you see the slight difference in here. Entonces ya sabemos que en esta es para cuando hay más certidumbre. Y acá cuando no hay certidumbre, cuando es incierto, ¿cierto? Bueno. Now, what happened? Can we use could? It could rain. Yes, you can also use could. It is also possible. Though the differences are very small. Now, I want you to take a look at here where it shows the explanation for this. Teacher, how come you don't know the difference? Yes, most people even discuss about the difference of this. So have a look in where it says could, may, and might. And this is a reputable source. This is Cambridge. So in Cambridge it says, many native speakers disagree on which one express more or less certainty. Exactly, Nelson. That is very good. I use might when I'm not sure enough what could happen. So look at the three examples. It says the restaurant may close. There is likelihood that the restaurant will close. The restaurant could close. It is less likely. There is less likelihood. And might, there is only a possibility that the restaurant will close, but no one is very sure. So I'm going to give you this into the chat. So you check it later on if you want for further resources. Okay, that is pretty much the difference. There is no other difference. Now, teacher, but if there is no difference, how do we do in the exam? The idea is that in the exam, we're not going to put questions that are vague. In an exam, we always try to put questions that are very objective, that you're not going to have any other possibility. Okay? You may get confused by the answers. That's something. But the possibility is only one. So in the test, don't worry. This is not going to be that strict. The idea is that you're able to modify your intention by using each of the modal verbs. Okay? So far, so clear? Is it fine? Do you guys have any question so far? ¿Tienen alguna pregunta ahí? Come on, guys. Si tienen preguntas, abran su micrófono y de una. No questions, says Gustavo. And must is for what? Yeah, I'm getting into there. I'm getting there. Don't worry. Don't worry, Alexandros. So let's go with must. We use must for prohibition and for rules. We use must whenever there is going to be more or less a consequence if you don't do it. I need more pages here. So what is a consequence? For example, what happens when you go to church? Obligation. Yeah, that's correct. In church, what do? You must wear formal clothing. You must wear formal clothing. At school, what must you do? You must follow the guidelines, rules. What else must you do at school?
Teacher,
Yes, sir.
which one is the difference between must and have to?
Okay, that is a good question. Have to is a semi-modal. It's not really a modal verb. Okay, that's the first thing, because have can be used in order to express some other things. It's just a semi-modal. It means it's not equal, because if you say haven't, then you're expressing another verb tense. While in modals, they always go with the negation. Okay, that is something initial. But the main difference is that in the negation, there is going to be different emphasis. How come? What is the difference, teacher? These two in affirmative statements are going to mean pretty much the same in affirmative statements. But if it is in a negative statement, it means something different. Look at this. I don't have to go to school today. I must not I must not shout at my mom. Okay, maybe you don't see the difference here that much, but there is a clear difference, because if I say I must not, then it's like you have a prohibition to go to school.
Yeah, teacher. Thank you.
I must not go to school today. Okay,
Yeah, thank
that is a prohibition. But here there is a prohibition. So pretty much in affirmative statements is going to be the same. Now you may find videos on YouTube that they say have to is for this and must to is for this, but in reality, that is really not the case. Many native speakers use each interchangeably. It just really doesn't make any difference. Okay. Now, there is something important, is that in each of these, for all of this, you don't use the to. For this, for all of this, they never go with to. So you don't say, it is not possible to say might to. Nope. To can. Tampoco. To must. Should to. Tampoco. So it is not possible to use to. That is forbidden in modal verbs. Now there is another one. There is another one, which is ought to. Maybe Nelson. Nelson, you're the British guy, right? Nelson, are you there? Are you having breakfast? What are you doing? Nelson, do you recognize what is the difference between should and ought to? So. Okay, so pretty much the difference is formality. Formal, informal. And this is a more old-fashioned way. Old-fashioned way of speaking. What do you mean? Yeah, ought to may find in texts. Well, here written is not necessary, just pretty much the same. In documents, such as legal documents. All texts. And should is a more up-to-date word. Okay. No, Kate is from New York, and Nelson is the British, I think, or isn't it Juan Jose? I really don't know. It's the same thing, but all is from British accent. Okay, okay, so Juan Jose is the British guy. Okay, Nelson. Okay, thank you so much for clarifying that. So ought to both express the same. Debería. Pero ought to siempre va a ir con el to. This is the only thing. So for example, if you're sick, no, if I'm sick, what ought I do? What ought I do? You ought to visit the doctor. You ought not to eat candies. You see, in here we have the negation, and then goes the to. This is the negative form. So far, so good. Do you guys have any question? We're about to finish. Ya estamos a punto de terminar. Questions? Okay, that is a good sign. No questions whatsoever. If you have questions, please make sure to open your mic or write it in the comments. Okay? Now, let's bring this image onto the discussion. You're going to use these modals, try to use them in an accurate way for first date tips. So please give me your tips for a first date. Use can, could, should, must, may, and might. Come on, guys. I'll give you 3 minutes, and we're going to be doing each example in a moment. Okay? Each of the examples is going to be here. So, guys, start writing. I beg you to please start in your notebooks or maybe in a text, in a notepad. Start writing what you think you should do, what you can do, what you could do in a first date. So okay, go ahead, my friends. I'm gonna give it until 26 and we're going to start. 8:26 and we'll start. Somebody has the first example? Does anybody have the first sample? Maybe David? Alexa? Alexandros? Gustavo? Somebody? Give me an example. Okay, okay, that is X with any modals. Yeah, no, I mean with all of those, can, could, should, must, may. Is gonna roll me. Okay, my friend. So let me see. Okay, we already have must. You must not be rude. Can you say mustn't? Yeah, it's also an acceptable word. Mustn't be rude. You mustn't be rude. What else? You shouldn't. Oh, that is a good one. That is a gold rule. You shouldn't mention your ex. Awesome. That is very good, Manuela. You're going to have success in your dates if you don't do it. You should take a shower before your date. Is it really a recommendation? Is it an advice? A piece of advice? Juanjo, do you really think that is an advice? Or do you think that is a must? What do you guys think? So Juan Jose says you should take a bath. Is that really the word for that? Do you really think you should recommend that? It's a must. It is a must. So you have to take a bath. That would be something. Or you can also use must, as we're bringing into the topic. You must take a bath. Now, give me some other examples using can, could, may, might. I'm gonna give you one. It might not be as you expect. Puede que no sea como lo esperas. Podría ser diferente, ¿cierto? Might be different. If everything goes well, you may go on a second date. Awesome. I'm going to put some spice. You may get a kiss. You may also get a kiss if everything goes well. Finally, let's use could and can't. I need those two to finish, to close up. You may get married in your first date. Come on. Be realistic, man. Okay, you may get married if you are already in a relationship. That would be a possibility. You can visit many places. Flying, depend. You may fall in love. Depends on the person. Okay. And give me one with could. You couldn't be lucky. Okay, you couldn't be lucky is like you're not going to have that much of success, but yeah, it's still possible. Let's talk in past. You didn't have been so rude. You couldn't have been so rude. She couldn't attend. That's something that happens. It could be better, very good. You could have given. Okay, Gustavo, one thing you could have. Remember that when we have this auxiliary, the next verb goes in the participle form. Participle form. So you could have given him something special. Okay, very good, very good. So these are the examples. Here you have them. And do you guys have any other question? I think this is pretty much it. You guys really know this very good and so well, so I think we pretty much went to the overview and we saw all the differences and stuff. If you have any question, this is the moment. If not, you may check the video. Okay? No questions? Okay, guys. So that's all for today. I'm going to stop the recording, and remember that you can check this class on YouTube after the class. Stop the recording.